Alright everyone, yesterday was the last day that teachers had to report in my county. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm attending a seminar on what to do to prepare to be retired, because that's coming up probably in a year or two. So today, it's about fishing. Let's get on the road. Okay, so 2.5 hours later, I'm here in Hagerstown, Maryland, and I'm at Kiwanis Park. I've been in the car for 2.5 hours, like I said. I'm gonna walk down, see what I've got. I found the place online. Now let's find out what we've got in store for us for a day on the kayak. Okay, so this looks like a wonderful spot. I decided to go to the actual seminar I'm supposed to do tomorrow in Hagerstown. It's a good idea, of course, to find out that stuff in person. Yeah, I could have attended a online seminar, but by the halfway through it, I would have been lost in the sauce, as they say. So I decided to do it in person. I decided to come up to this one so I could make today a fishing day in an area where I've never been before. I've done some research. This is the Antietam Creek. My understanding is it is a good fishery for rock bass, possibly walleye, trout, probably your standard panfish and bass. But you know what? I've never fished it before. Some of those species I just named, I've never caught before. So let's load the kayak up, get down here, and let's start fishing. All right, here we go. Brand new location. We'll go upstream for a little ways. See if we can find some fish. I like that shady area right there, honestly. They're gonna hit a shad style bait. Don't know how snaggy we're gonna be. We'll find that out too. Like I said, we'll find that out too. There's a bite. What have we got? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's right. There we go. That's a new species for David. Never caught one of those before. That's a rock bass. That's a rock bass. Get a couple good pictures of you. We're gonna let you go. See? Watch. See? See? We told you we'd let you go. That's why we came up here. See if we can catch something different. See something if we can catch anything at all. Yeah, we're on the board. We'll go up around this corner. There's another. Oh! Talking too much. Didn't set the hook. I'm 130 miles from home and I'm still finding freaking tires in water. Wait. I saw it sitting there. I couldn't just leave it there. I mean, I saw a plastic bottle. I'm not going to leave that. I'm not going to leave that either. I just wish people would get rid of their own stuff and do it properly. I couldn't leave it there. And we got another rock bass. A smaller one. A little smaller one, but that's okay. There's one. Oh, that was another rock bass. Didn't stick him good enough. While I've only had a handful of bites, I've got to say I really like this area. It's secluded enough that I don't have a bunch of people around me talking, noise, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I've got some road noise, a siren, I heard a train at one point, but I'm definitely enjoying the area. The fact that I found a tire, that I saw another one that still had a hub in it and I knew I couldn't pick it up and put it on the kayak with me, I don't like that, but that's just what people do, unfortunately. You may not have been able to tell, but I've paddled upstream to make the actual paddle back a little easier. I'm actually coming to an area where it's a little bit rough, only in the fact that there must be a little bit of shallow water up there, because you can see the water coming down over some rocks. We'll see how far we can get up there, but I'm also not going to chance it since I've got the tire and I would like to dispose of it properly. Let's paddle on a little further and see what we can get. Okay. You're probably wondering why I'm breathing hard, and that's because I walked the kayak up over that small little area of shallow water in the small falls so I could get to this area. I wanted to try to fish this area. I got a little bit of water in the kayak with me. That's okay. We're gonna fish this area, and then we're gonna have to take the kayak back across those little rocks. All right, it took me 3 times to get up there because I ended up trying to get in the kayak once I got up top and floated down. Got in the kayak, floated down. 3rd time's a charm. Hopefully we're gonna catch some fish up here. And that's another. Yeah, we're seeing ya. Little black fins on there. That's kind of cool looking. Pretty little fish. Pretty little fish. That's number 4. Oh, we got a bridge coming up. We're gonna have to go under the bridge, of course. There's another. Number 5. A little bigger one, but still same type of fish. Number 9. A little better. Huh. Oh, there's a nice red breast. Yeah, shining in the sun. A little red breast. I love it. There we go. Yeah, nice red breast. Get that out of your mouth. Yep, we'll let you go too. Uh-oh, have I got one? I might have a smallmouth. I've got a smallmouth. Yes, sir. A little smallmouth here on the creek. Could tell when it was swimming from that big tail. But first, we gotta take a picture of this guy, 'cause that's a trifecta. So 3 species on a creek I've never fished before, including a new species for myself. And I've caught smallmouth before. In fact, I've caught them in Kentucky, I've caught them in Pennsylvania. I think I've even caught them up in Vermont. But actually, that smallmouth was the first one that I've caught inside of the state of Maryland. I've got this document on my work computer, I'll show it to you, where I've taken all of the species that they have in the state of Maryland, or at least the ones that the Maryland Department of Natural Resources kind of listed on there, and I've taken and I've actually marked off which ones I've caught within the state of Maryland. Now I get to take off 2 of that list and add 1 to my new species list. Today's turning out to be a good day. I'm a little wet from walking the kayak a little bit, but I don't care. I've got a tire. I don't care. I'm having fun. I was catching everything on my favorite Christmas tree grub. Because I saw those crayfish when I was walking the kayak, they're kind of brownish in color. I switched from the Christmas tree grub to the Carolina pumpkin grub by Yum, and that's what I caught those two smallmouth on. I'm going to start heading back to where I launched. I'm probably at least a mile, if not more, from where I launched. So I'm going to have a good float back down, hopefully to pick up a few more fish. I had to turn around to get my jig, and that's a nice sized rock bass. Holy smokes. We're going to measure you, buddy. Get that nice and wet so it's not as... I'm going to take your slime coat off. Yeah, about 8 inches. Yeah, nice rock bass. Again, if you're not getting hung up on the bottom occasionally, you're not down to where the fish are. Fish like this structure and this cover that's here. That's where they're going to be, so you got to get down to it. Oh, that's another smallmouth. It feels like it might be a nicer one. There we go. Come here, buddy. Yeah, we'll measure you too. Wish I had my net with me. Oh yeah, look at you. Look at you. Yep, Carolina grub. Carolina pumpkin grub. Nice 12 and a half inch smallie. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Right back in the water. That's another rock bass, I think. Then again, I'm wrong. That's another red breast. Shining in the sun, a third of those. That brings me to 21 fish. About to go under the bridge. So I want to make sure I've got everything secured as best I can. There's obviously a rock right here. So we'll go a little to the left of it. See? We'll get down here. Scrape a little. And we're out. It also gives us a little momentum so we don't have to paddle for a little while. And that's the smallest smallmouth I've caught. But it's number 6 right here before I go back across these. I'm going to secure things and head across. Right through the middle there. Right through the middle. Didn't even really have to steer. So right now I am so pleased with my decision to come here. I've been working on the idea of coming up here for my seminar tomorrow, and I did a little research saying, where do I want to try to fish? I'm going to be in the Hagerstown area. Where do I want to try to fish? And I am so happy that I came to Antietam Creek here, putting in at Kiwanis Park right in the middle of Hagerstown. I've caught over 24 fish. I've got a new species. I've got a new species for the state of Maryland I never caught. And I had 3 different types of fish, which means I had a trifecta. I actually had a bluegill following at one point. He just didn't bite, but I'm not counting him. I've got a tire along with some other litter that I've picked up to try to do my part. All I can ask is that maybe you do the same thing. Maybe you don't pick up a tire, but you could take your stuff that you brought in with you. Let's at least do that. The stuff that we brought in, let's take with us. I've had a good time. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Until next time, tight lines. 3 weeks ago, my wife asked, how's my kayak looking? I want to take it out with a friend. I was like, oh, it's nice and clean. I can't say that today.